Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I have no clue if I'm live streaming. It made me reboot. Then I said, do I want to rejoin the live stream? So I have no clue what's going on here. So we'll just do it as if it is live like Memorex. So welcome to the AM briefing for Tuesday, March the 17th, brought to you by MicroTrader.com. This week's scripture, 2 Chronicles 23. And Jehoshaphat, man, I feel like I'm murdering his name, feared and set himself to seek the Lord. That's an important phrase. He set himself to seek the Lord. So he's doing something proactively looking towards the Lord, and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judea. It's a good one. So this week's news drivers, well, today is Tuesday. It's the day before FOMC. So it's really the most important news event. It's the day before FOMC. Did have ADP payrolls there. Looks like it was a nice move up, and pending home sales 30 minutes after the market opened. And we'll do that live together on YouTube and on Zoom. Quick peek at the earnings if you were interested. And remember, there's a little $7 trial offer if you're interested in getting the battle plan and our battle plan indicators. Check it out. We will be live streaming this morning. Link below. So let's get to the chart. All right, so battle plan indicator is going to show you the mappings that we're interested in. Of course, it's on the battle plan as well. So we're looking for price to dip down into this area here. Let me get my rectangle tool, make life a little easier. We're looking for battle plan to dip into this area here. And this is where we're looking to go long, where I thought this might be the safest entry here. We actually never got above this point here. So we needed to get above and then come back in. Absolutely nothing there. Then a really big pullback there. Where did we come here? Well, we came exactly to where the ideal entry for battle plan 3 would have been. It didn't pull deeper here. Of course, you got to be up at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock to even look at that. So none of it is actionable for us unless you were one of my international members. We do know bears control, longs are counter, small if at all, never making things worse, but this is where we were looking to engage in price. Now let me turn on the strong levels here, because let's see how those interacted overnight. These are what I consider the most important levels going into the week. It's an indicator that you get, and as you can see, we dug down into the strong range here, and this is what the mapping was based off, is digging down into here. And then, of course, we played well here, and we played well here, and that's the purpose of the strong levels, is where do I believe price is going to want to ping pong around like a pinball machine. And that's typically what we see, is those levels get to perform well. This is ideal entry for battle plan number 2. So the first time it tried to get through, it couldn't. It failed. And in fact, if you were aggressive and you took the trade right there against the strong level, you took a tiny bit of heat and went up tiny little bit of profit. So if you took battle plan 2 right here, it was probably a break-even trade. Let's just see. I'm just curious. So if you did that, it went against you a point, it went up 2.5 points or whatever and came back. So probably a break-even trade. It would have been for me, because I don't allow a profitable trade to become a losing trade. So you do you there. So I think I'd have to count that. Yeah, I think I'd have to count that. So it definitely dropped down into this zone. We did clear it. So I guess that was the entry right there on a micro level. I didn't zoom in that far when I was looking at it. I knew it didn't make it to the level that I was looking for to really clear it. That's the point of this distance here, is I wanted it to really clear it. So this was a baby clearance. It did have a full candle up there, but it was a bit of a baby clearance, but it bounced 2.5, 3 points. Break even trade, in my opinion. Made it down here to battle plan 3. This is where I was wanting there to be a bounce. Pretty darn nice mapping of where that would have been when it bounced off here. Depending on your level of aggression, I don't think I would have went long here, because typically what does London do? It'll take out the Asia low and then go to the opposite side. So I think if I'd have done that, boy, it's hard to say back in hindsight. how that would have worked. I was wanting a deeper move here. Didn't happen. But then once we start laddering back up, we reclaimed. So we came to the strong level, bounced our head, bounced our head, bounced our head, bounced our head, then cleared it and cleared both of them. And you have this bounce here. Boy, you could have easily have taken that entry as well. If you were interested in that trade there, it bounced up 6 points. Depends on how you manage that. Then finally cleared it again and bounced off again. So not too horrible, not too shabby for developing those battle plan trades 15 hours ago. All right, so let's look here. We have this gap down from last Thursday that we have not filled in the RTH, not tested in the RTH. So let's throw on a little, once we've lost it, what does the profile look like? And I find this valuable, the value area high, the value area low, and you're right back at POC. So if you're like, where's the middle? Well, visually, the POC is the middle. Sometimes that is not true. So that's why drawing out the profile sometimes can be very beneficial. So when you're just looking at the profile, this is an area where we would be interested in getting long. This is where battle plan 2 and 3 existed to get long going up here. And now we are getting above POC, and now we're entering towards the value area high. Might be good levels to mark or just visually understand where you are at. So down in here, we're looking for battle plan 2 and 3 to get long. And I'll tell you, if you're consistently looking for the right trades and the right trade locations, you're going to do very well. I cannot promise when I map out the battle plan trades here, they're going to bounce to the tick with no heat and become a 50 pointer. You know what I mean? And if you'll look at these battle plan 2 and 3 here, what do you notice about how far I have it going? Not very far. Why? Bears control. So being in a bigger move is going to depend on your contract management system and if you hold a runner back. But I'm letting you know by my mapping here that, hold on, let me double click this. I'm going to remove the labels. By my mapping here, this doesn't extend all the way to here. This doesn't extend all the way to here. Could it get there? Absolutely. That's why you hold a single runner back. I don't know how far price is going to go, but I'm also letting you know here by the mapping, be careful thinking this thing is just going to continue to extend, extend, extend. Bears control. Of course, we have a monster magnet right here with the gap down, right? Would be not shocked if that made it there. So that would be the goal of holding the single runner. But overall, looking for the right trades and the right trade locations makes the difference. And that's the whole purpose of the battle plan, right? So we'll update all of this when we go live in 45 minutes. But I think having this little profile on here is very helpful for you to see that. Could this be the pullback that catapults us back up here? Very, very possible. And let me throw on, where's my folder? Ranges. So this is, boy, this is a really old range right here. I'm not even sure I knew that was there. We've been focusing on these ranges up here. In fact, I need to give me a second, because we rolled over. We rolled over and I put out that video for the adjustments. Let me turn off this. Let me turn off this. Let me turn off this. Let me go back to a daily chart. I want to make sure I have that marked out properly. Let's go back to ranges. We'll turn them on one at a time. That's the one I want. That's the one I want. At 68.24. Let's drop to a 30-minute chart. Yes, that's the one I want. Beautiful. Okay. I just want to, because I adjusted the ranges as well. And yes, that's it. That's it. So if price fills the gap here, gap down, man, I want a rectangle. Fills the gap here. The next target is here. And then if we turn on our strong levels, yesterday one of the members asked, where do you think the bulls regain control? I think the bulls regain control when we ladder beyond the bull bear line. Until that happens, you got to get more of the benefit of the doubt to the bears. You know, yesterday when we were trading, I said, be careful. This might be nothing more than a lower high. Then you got that NVIDIA news that popped it up and slammed it right back in. Other than that NVIDIA candle that took it all back, this is a lower high. Even with the NVIDIA candle, that was a lower high. So you have to be very strategical and surgical where you are interested in going long. And this is why we were looking for longs down in this area here to get back up, and it turned out to be a nice place to do that. Now, if you made me trade, there's nothing I'm interested in trading. It would be my platform is closed. I'm going to set back and wait and hang out till I get a juicy entry. I was not up to be able to trade down here. If I would have taken this trade here, I would have made something, and then it would have probably gotten me out. I'm not sure. I would have entered 2 more times. But boy, you know, which one's going to be the one that rolls? I mean, that is beautiful. My goodness. All right, guys, we'll update the chart 15 minutes before the market opens. Join us on YouTube. Join us on Zoom. I'll see you then. But at this point, you would still say bears control, and we're getting in the upper distribution of where the bears control. We have not made it to the warning shot to bears yet. We'll see what happens when price gets there. Thanks for joining. I'll see you later. Get tomorrow's trades tonight at microstrader.com and click Battle Plan.